Good afternoon, all of my redstone enthusiasts. My name is Ballentinelp, and welcome to a tutorial video over this very simple minecart elevator. Yes, we are going to be showing off this minecart elevator that has literally been around longer than I have been on Minecraft. And I've been on Minecraft for a very long time. Now, I have been using this thing extensively inside of my Let's Play world, and I've been getting a ton of questions and a ton of people wanting me to make this on my own to show a little bit of a tutorial video. I did show it a little bit off in that world itself, but I did not get into super duper detail over it, and I thought I'd go ahead and make a video over just showing you how to build it. Now, I am going to be showing off two different iterations of this thing. Number one will have 0 redstone included. No redstone at all. For those of you who are redstone experts, then it probably won't be your favorite minecart elevator. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is fast enough, and there's no redstone included, and it's super easy to build. Now, does it work on Pocket Edition? I have no idea. I don't play Pocket Edition, but I don't see why it wouldn't work on Pocket Edition. Now, also, I am going to be showing off a elevator that is exactly like this one, but it does have some redstone included, and it makes it automated. That way you don't have to carry on minecarts all the time. Now, this is what it's going to end up looking like. So if this isn't what you're looking for, click off the video. It is not going to hurt my feelings. I still love yo faces. But if it is something that you're interested in, let's go ahead and get started on building this thing. So this is what the elevator is going to end up looking like. So for those of you who can just see something and then rebuild it, be my guest. Just go ahead and do it right now. It's fairly simple, and you can click off the video. But if you're like me and need stuff explained to me, just stay with me for a little bit. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to need a 3x3 column of glass with the center cut out of it so that you can fall through it. Now, after you get this built, it needs to be, let me just reiterate it needs to be glass. It doesn't technically need to be glass, but it makes the experience of using this thing a lot better if it is glass. If it's solid blocks, it flickers as you go up it, and then it bugs me. I just don't like it. But if you don't have glass on hand, you can make it solid blocks. It won't inhibit it at all. It just looks bad. So after you get your 3x3 column of glass, the first thing you need to do, because I always forget to do this and end up killing myself, take yourself a sign, stick it right there. Of course, this will be your exit point, and make it behind you. You could have it over here. It really doesn't matter. It's for symmetry's sake for me. My OCD will kill me if I don't have it there. Then what you're gonna do is take your water bucket and you can place it above it. Now, depending upon how high it is, this elevator works with just about any size. It could be 20 blocks high, it could be 50 blocks high like I have it here, or it could be 200 blocks high. There is no limit to it. But depending on how high it is, you could just need 1 source block, you could need 2 source blocks. I, of course, use 2 for safety reasons. Now, the next thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take yourself a block. It could be any block at all. I use diorite because on this channel we do not agree with this gal, and diorite is the best block ever. Then you're going to have a block, and now this of course will be the non-automated version. You could turn this into the automated version later, which we will be doing later on in the video after we get this built. But this is the non-automated version. So what you're going to want to do is take a block here, make sure it's lined up with the end of it, take yourself a powered rail, and then take yourself a button, and of course the minecart will go here, the button will be here, you press that to go. Now that you got those two set up, you're gonna put a block here, and then you're going to have a you're gonna have a block here, and then staircase, like so. And then what you're gonna do for this way here is you're gonna have 2 powered rail, you're gonna have 2 regular rail, and then you're gonna have 2 more powered rail. Now, if you're not in creative, you're gonna be walking up like this, and just to make it easy for you guys, for those of you, I have a trick to do it. I've done this so many times, I just do it in my head over and over again. I have a trick to make it easier. So what you're gonna do is you have 2 powered rail, 2 regular rail, and then 2 more powered rail. And then when you're at this spot right here, you're gonna need a block above this one right here, but there's no way to do that without placing a temporary block. Now you could do this over and over again. I don't like doing that. So what I do is I do this, I look around this corner, I see that block right above mine, and I place that block there. And then I place this block here. These 2 blocks have to be here. It has to mirror just like this was over here. So if you want to continue doing that, that's actually the best way to do it. So what you're going to do next is take your regular rail, and then reiterate the process just like so. And then look around the corner, bam, bam, and then do it again, boom, boom, just like a staircase pattern, bam, bam, and then boom, boom, and then once again, a bam, a bam. Now, that is what you need to do all the way up to the top. There is a better way of doing this. There's one alteration, actually there's 2 different alterations you can do to make this minecart elevator better, and one of them is aesthetic, the other one is more practical. What you're going to want to do is, if for the practical version, if you have the gold on hand, replace this block here, well, not this block, but this rail here with powered rail, and then that will make it faster in the long run. You do not have to do that, but you can do that. If you have the gold, you can have it 2 and then 1 and then 3 and then 1 and then again it would be 3 and then 1 and then 3. But I just use, just for safety's sake, or if you're gold conscious and you don't have a lot of it, just use 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2 all the way up to the top. Now, the other thing that you could do to make this better, now you do not have to do this, this is only for aesthetic's sake, but it also kind of helps out with the environment. It goes well with the redstone itself that is here. You could replace this middle block that's in the middle column with a redstone lamp. You do not need to do this, but I do it just for, just because it makes it look better in my opinion. Because what you're going to want to do after that is that there's going to be a lever here that turns on these rails, and it also turns on the redstone lamp. So it kind of just goes well with the theme itself. So again, it would be here, and then you would of course take your blocks that you've already placed and then just go ahead and do it just like so. Bam, bam, and then have your lever. And then again, it would be here as well, be in the middle. Take those blocks that you didn't drop, put that there, and then boom, boom. And again, this does not need to be there. So if you haven't been in the nether yet and you don't have the glowstone, they could just be regular blocks. Now, once you get to the top, you could just quit your line of 3s and just make it just one long rail, and then have a block here to stop you. So let's go ahead and finish this up by putting our levers, and we'll go ahead and test this sucker out. Boom. Now let's go ahead and test this sucker out. Stick your minecart there, stick your button there, press your button, and there we go. So if you do end up having solid blocks as you go up, there will be flickering happening. It'll just be an eyesore. It won't damage you at all, but in instance, it will just bugs me. That's the reason why I don't like it. So that's the reason why I keep it glass. Now, once you get to the top, you're gonna wanna make sure you have your quick drop. Make sure you have your water, because if you don't, you're gonna die. I've done it before. Fall down to the bottom, and then you're done. All done and dusted. There is the elevator itself without the automation. So let's go ahead and automate it if you're interested. So to automate this thing, you're going to need these items right here. You're gonna need a piece of redstone, a redstone torch, a redstone lamp. You're gonna need a repeater, a comparator, one dispenser, one dropper, any block. Of course, we use diorite on this channel because we do not believe in Iskyle. And then we have cactus. Now, to do this, if you've already built this thing, you're gonna need to build this thing first. And now, once you do have this thing built, what you're gonna wanna do is at the bottom, take out your button that you had and then leave this block here. So now, what you're gonna wanna do is hollow out these 4 blocks, and then hollow out these 4 blocks. And then, oh, you're gonna need one other thing. I need a pressure plate. I didn't have enough room in my inventory. Pressure plate, thank you. Oh, you know what, cactus, you could just be right there for a minute. All right, you're gonna want a pressure plate and stick it there. Now, underneath the pressure plate would be a block, and now under these blocks here is where all the magic is gonna be happening. Now, this redstone circuit's pretty simple to do. What you're gonna wanna do, on this pressure plate here that is in front of the glass, you're gonna have a redstone dot. Now, right beside that is going to be a repeater going into a block. Now this block here is going to be under this block here. Now take this block out and replace that block with a dispenser. A dispenser, not a dropper. Make sure it's a dispenser. And then place your powered rail back over it. Now, this of course will be in this line right here. And then what you're gonna wanna do next is take yourself a redstone dot and place it here. Now, the next thing you're going to do is take a block here and then place it, well, I'm going to be using diorite because diorite's better. You're going to be placing it beside this redstone here. Make sure it's on this diagonal bit. Now, the next thing you're going to do is after you got that there, place yourself a torch, and then on top of that torch, you're going to be placing a redstone lamp. Now, this thing is now done. That's all you got to do. Let's go ahead and tear it today. And that's done with this circuit here. Totally easy to do. Isn't that easy? I know you guys were freaking out, but nope, super simple. Now, the next thing you want to do is I don't have any hoppers on me, so let's go and grab some hoppers. I'm going to grab a hopper. I'm going to be replacing it with this lamp because I don't need that anymore. You're going to be replacing this block here this block here, and then you're going to be able to see the dropper there. You're going to have a hopper there feeding into that dropper, and then you're going to have a hopper here feeding into that other hopper. Now this is going to be the return system. Now the way that this thing works is due to redstone magic, you're able to step on this pressure plate, activate this dropper, deactivating this rail, and then as you're sitting here, well, I'll go ahead and show it. Let's go ahead and grab some mine carts. Grab ourselves some mine cart. You only need one. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. That's the return system. Now, the way that this thing works, you're going to stand on this pressure right here. It's going to dispense a minecart due to redstone magic. That minecart will sit there as long as I am standing on this plate. And as soon as I let go of this plate and then click into the minecart, the system will then sense that I did not, well, it will demagnetize or de-redstoneify itself and then send us on our way. Now, we're going to go all the way to the top. Please tell me I'd still have that up there. Okay, good. I couldn't remember if I took that block out or not. Now we're all the way up here. That circuit is done now. So what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to start working up here to the second redstone circuit. So what you're going to want to do is take this block here that stops you, remove that, and now this is going to be a little tricky for those of you who are not in creative, but I'm going to go underneath it just like so and just like so. Replace this block here with sand. And now the reason that you want sand is because you're going to need to be using a piece of cactus. We're going to place sand there, and then you're going to take a piece of cactus and then place that there. And the reason we're using cactus, and again, you can put a slab on top if you want to. If you don't want a cactus growing super high, you can just put a slab on top. You don't need to have that there, but I keep that so it doesn't start growing. So the reason that we have a piece of cactus here, because cactus is one of the entities that actually turns minecarts back into their entity form, out of their block form, or whatever the heck that means to any of you. So what you're going to want to do is after you have that there, take out this piece of rail, and then take out this here. Now this is where it gets a little bit complicated, especially if you're in single player. So usually what I do is I look over the edge just a little bit and then place a block, and then I drop down, and then it needs to be at least 4 blocks down. I usually keep it, well, actually 3 blocks. 3 blocks should be good. Let's go ahead and place that one there, just like so, and then build out a little platform 3 blocks below this here. This is where, of course, our ledge is going to be. Maybe that is 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is 4. So you're gonna have 4 blocks down from the top of the platform. You're gonna want to build yourself just a little platform, just like so. 3 by 3 will do, 2 by 2 if you need to do that, doesn't really matter. So what you're going to do next is, this is a little bit more complicated. Well, this is the harder part of the entire series of things that you have to do, but you need to place a dropper facing into this hole here. So what you're going to want to do is knock out these 2 blocks, place a block here, because due to the messed up dropper physics, you have to place them backwards to get them to face the right way. So then what you're going to want to do is tunnel your way out, take that out, and then replace those blocks. It's a hassle, I know, I don't like it either. So what you're going to do is, now that that dropper is facing into the hole, replace this block beside it with another block. It can be any block. Of course, we use direct because we don't believe in this cal. Then what you're going to want to do is take a comparator and then face it outwards, and then make sure the dot is facing that way. And then what you're going to want to do is set that sucker in subtract mode, because that's redstone magic. And then what you're going to want to do next is take a piece of redstone, of any kind of redstone, make sure it's the red variety, and then have that feeding into the block beside it. Nope. No. Make sure it's feeding here, and then replacing. I almost messed up. See, I'm not a pro here. We're not pros on the Ballentinelp channel. You're gonna have redstone feeding to here, and then have a repeater feeding into that block. Now this is where the fun begins. Take yourself a hopper, any kind of hopper. I've got them here, and then make sure they are feeding into this dropper here, and then feeding out just like so, and then feeding it up to here. And then that, of course, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 hoppers. I think you could have added 1 block higher. It doesn't matter. I'll take those 2 blocks out because you don't need them. And then what you're going to want to do is, now you're done. Replace these blocks just like so. And then take your well, stick that there. And now to test to make sure this thing works is, I am going to grab me a minecart. And then we're going to go and fall on down. And then exit the sucker, send that in there because that's what the return system's for. And now what we're going to essentially do is, we're going to step on this plate, go through the minecart elevator, just like so. And then once we get up to the very top, my minecart is going to then hit the cactus, turn into an entity, and then fall back into the system. And then click, sucker will then go all the way back down, do the redstone magic back into the system. The sucker is automated. We are done. See, it wasn't so bad. We were able to do all this redstone magic and we didn't cry one time. I was tearing up inside, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But yeah, that's it for the tutorial video, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I hope it helped you out a little bit. Now, the last thing that I would recommend doing is if you're going to be building this thing from, let's just say, your base is on just central surface. You're on the mainland. If you're going to be going up, this is how you're going to want to build it. But if you're going to be implementing this to go down into a mine, it gets a little bit more complicated. I did this in my single player world where I made one of these going down into a mine. The only thing that you need to do is make sure you go always, whenever you build the system, go from the bottom and then work your way up. The reason why you do that is it makes everything more simple, it makes things better, and it makes everything in the end a lot easier. So always work from the bottom and then go up. So yeah, if you guys want a little bit more of a look into how that works, I'll be leaving a link to my Let's Play channel. Well, it's not my channel, it's on this channel, but my Let's Play video where I made that, and you guys can go check that out if you want to go check that out. If you want to, you don't have to. I still love your face if you don't. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. Hope that you guys learned something today. I had a lot of fun building this thing. So don't forget, guys, if you hated this video, you know where to put it, but if you did enjoy, do not forget to hit the like button, guys. And guys, don't forget to post any questions, comments, or smart marks in the comment section down there. I love hearing from you guys. If you guys have any ideas on how to make this better, let me know. There's literally no other way I could make this elevator any better. At least not that I know of. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.